Are you all right? Your sister Lisa called me early this morning. She said you never came home last night.
I needed to be alone. I didn't exactly feel like explaining why I'm dressed this way. I'll call her later and tell her I'm all right.
Where were you?
Don't look at me like that. I didn't go and pick up a John, if that's what you're thinking. I was out at the beach all night, just walking and thinking. I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have blown up at you like that. You're my best friend, man.
No, I was pretty tough on you, too, but I'm still worried about you. I still can't believe that the money alone is the only reason that you thought about going back to the old life.
I think you're right. There's more to it. I quit that life, but what now? It was so easy to think about going back, so familiar.
But you still didn't go back to it.
No, now I'm stuck in the middle. I can't go back. I'm too scared to go forward.
The unknown is frightening for anybody.
What I know is what scares me. You must have guessed by now, Michael. You gotta understand. I still love Scott. But what you didn't count is I'm almost sure he loves me too.
Today, the role of Lisa DiNapoli is being played by Téa Leoni.
Ow.
Problems?
No. Well, yes. A problem came up at home. That's why I'm so late. I'm sorry.
Anything serious?
Well, my sister Celeste didn't come home last night, and my other sister Emily and I are really worried about her. We've called around everywhere, but we still can't find her.
I'm sorry, your collar's crooked.
Oh, thanks. Anyway, if we don't hear from her, I'm calling the police.
Well, let me know if I can help.
Okay, thanks. I better get to work. Anything special you want me to start with?
Yeah, bring me Brandon Capwell's file. Time to set the game plan in motion. Make sure the kid winds up with who he wants to be with.
Okay.
It's a glorious morning. What do you say? You, me, and Brandon, we take a drive up the coast, stop for an exquisite lunch of pasta and clams overlooking the ocean.
It sounds wonderful, Bunny, but I'm afraid I'm on my way to go visit Mason. I have to remind him that he's not going to get his annulment unless he makes sure that I get custody of Brandon.
I still think there's a better way to deal with the situation.
What, better than perfect? This way I get what I want, Mason gets what he wants, and Cece gets the shaft.
Do you know how I hate hearing you talk like that? You are not the tough cookie that you make yourself out to be, Jean.
Well, I better learn how to be, because I'm tired of being Cece's doormat. I'm not going to let him walk all over me again. The man who has everything does not need to have my son, too.
Didn't find me either.
Oh, this is a first for me. Putting an APB out on one of my own men. He's had 12 hours to get Fonseca back here. What the hell is he doing?
Again. Tell it to me again. I can't do it. I gotta sleep. Sleep your trick. It's not a word. Wake yourself up. Come on, have a drink.
What do you want, man?
Hey, tell it to me right, man. I'll let you sleep. Don't tell me the name of this scheme to steal my baby. When I know it was you, damn it, I know it was you.
Please.
Please what?
Been at it for hours. Maybe step away for a while.
You said something important was going to happen in this cottage. It hasn't happened.
Cruz, that might not have anything to do with Ramon.
Oh, it has to do with Ramon, all right. He's not going to leave here until he talks.
Here.
Thanks.
Now that Gina Capwell and Cece Capwell each think you're representing them for custody of Brandon.
Your question is, how do I get myself out of the corner that I painted myself into?
Yeah.
Well, how do you think I should proceed now? Don't be shy, just jump right in.
Me, shy? All I know is what I've seen in the movies and on TV. Seems like a lot has to do with what judge you get.
Smart girl. That's why I hired you. So you win a research project. This is a preliminary list of judges who lean toward deferring to the wishes of the child in custody cases. You see if you can add to it.
Okay. But can you be sure you'll get the judge you want to hear Brennan's case?
Well, of course he can. He's gonna buy us one, aren't you? Forget I said that, dear.
Oh, it's all right. We don't have to hide anything from Lisa. She's the soul of discretion. Thank you, Lisa. Did we have an appointment today, Gina?
No, I just happened to be in the neighborhood.
I see, and I guess you'll be happening by this neighborhood quite often in the next few weeks.
I'm glad you're not taking any chances of my case, Mason. Though I could probably convince the judge myself that I'm the better parent for Brandon. I mean, after all, I'm the only one that can give him the happy, stable home that he needs.
Hey, oh, what are you doing? I haven't even read that magazine yet.
Why do women torture themselves by reading this junk?
Junk? Are you kidding me? There are some excellent fashion tips in that magazine.
Oh, come on, Bunny. I could follow every tip, use every cream, and wear every new blusher, and I never look like these models. They're so beautiful. They make ordinary women feel like jumping out the window.
Ordinary? You ordinary? Give me a break. There's not a doll in that magazine who compares with you. They can even hold an eyeliner to you. You're a real looker. Your mutton chops are falling down. Vanessa, what do you do, Vance? What if somebody should walk in?
You know, sure, I've had a lot of guys look at me, but the minute they found out I was a DeFranco, they'd turn and they'd run away. They knew that if they hung around for a second longer, they'd have more holes in them than Vance's story. How do you think that made me feel?
Like a princess in an ivory tower, waiting for her brave knight to slay the dragon and rescue her.
I felt like a creep, that's how. I never felt like a princess.
Well, you should. You're gorgeous. It's a crime that you don't know that. Not all. You're the most beautiful woman that I've ever seen. I'm sorry, I don't know what got into my head.
Again.
When you come in?
I live here.
That's right. What am I thinking?
Who was that lady you were kissing?
That was no lady. I mean, that was Rosianna.
Who's Rosianna?
Rosianna. She's my cousin. And she's here visiting Vance. It's her brother.
Then why were you kissing her? You're supposed to love Mom.
I do love your mom. It was just a cousinly kiss. Rosianna's a very emotional lady. She laughs a lot, she cries a lot, she kisses a lot. Brendan, please, do not look at me like that, please. You know that the only woman in my heart is your mom. There are just some things that a child can't understand, okay?
Yeah, I understand. You love Mom like Mom loved Keith when she kissed Sonny. And how Keith loved me and Mom and went away and never came back.
Brandon, don't talk like that.
And how Cece and Mom love me, but want me to help them to do rotten things to each other.
Listen, Brandon. Love is a very complicated emotion.
I hate love. It just makes people do mean and rotten things. I'm never gonna love anybody ever again.
What makes you think that Scott is in love with you?
The look in his eyes. I can almost feel it.
But he hasn't told you in so many words.
Give me credit for knowing a little bit about what men don't say, Michael. I've had some experience in that area, I think.
I think Scott likes you and he cares about you. And I think that you're very lonely now, and I think you need something to believe in.
And you don't think it's possible that he could be in love with me, is that it?
I don't want to mislead you. I honestly believe that he is in love with Heather now, and that though they're going through a very rough time, they're going to work it out, and they're going to be closer because of it.
And of course, you're going to take your sister's side in this.
You know me better than that. Look, I have played the what-ifs games, too. And they never pay off. What if you and Scott hadn't broken up in high school? That's what you're thinking.
No,
Yes?
we didn't break up.
But when he went off to college,
The relationship ended, but not because we wanted it to. There was a misunderstanding, Michael. He wrote me a letter from college. He wanted me to come join him, but I never got the letter because my dad got to it first. Don't you see? All those years, Scott, that I didn't get in touch with him on purpose, and I thought he didn't want me. It was just one big mistake.
Oh, God. I trusted you. When Eden needed protection, we brought you into our home. When my baby was born, I picked you out to watch over her. Guess I saw a little bit of myself in you, a kid from the old neighborhood trying to make it out in the world. I showed you the ropes. I took the heat for some of your mistakes. And the strange thing is, I probably would have played it the same way even if I'd have known that you were Angel's brother. And what do I get? You hand over my baby daughter to some sicko for cash. You think I'm gonna let you get away with that? Then you're a bigger fool than you look. Because I'm never gonna let you go until you tell me what I need to hear. No matter where you run, no matter where they send you, I'm gonna be on your back like a pain that don't go away. I wish I'd have killed you when I had the chance, Castillo. You'll wish you'd have killed yourself if you don't start talking, pal. All right. All right. I'll tell you what I know. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here, guys.
You
Please.
are out of control, Boswell. Take Fonseca.
No, wait a second. Wait a second, man. Just give me 2 minutes.
You have had all the time you're going to get. Now do it, Boswell.
Oh, for God's sake.
Sorry, Cruz.
Oh, for God's sake. Come on. Let's go. Oh, hey, wait. Just a second, man. What were you going to tell me just now?
Forget it. I'm not in the mood anymore.
Oh, boy. You got a sense of timing, man. He was just about to...
You're out of line. Now, if we hadn't checked this place out, we'd still be twiddling our thumbs at the station. I want your butt downtown now.
Is the retirement over already?
What?
This is the way you used to dress for work. I was getting used to seeing you in your tennis place and sweats. In fact, I was just about to ask you if you're in the mood for a little game.
Well, I would love to. I can beat you with my clothes down just like this, but no, I can't. I'm working today.
Yo.
Morning. Am I late?
No, you come on in, right on time. Son, I have asked Miss Richardson to stay in the guest house so we can be closer together when we work. If you'll excuse me, I'll make sure the staff is taking care of everything.
Thank you. You play a lot of tennis, Ted?
Oh, no, not as much as I used to. How about you?
Well, not as much as I'd like to. Maybe we could get a fourth together sometime and play some doubles.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hey, if my dad ever gives you a breather from the book. It sounds like the two of you have been really going at it full time.
Well, your father's enthusiasm is catching.
Well, that's the way he is, all or nothing.
Have you ever worked with him?
No. I've had my hands full with him as a parent, much less as a boss.
Was it difficult for you? I mean, growing up as the son of C.C. Capwell?
Well, it's been kind of overwhelming at times, not to mention intimidating. I felt as if I spent my whole life trying to measure up to his standards and not doing very well at it.
Sad.
Well, lately I've begun to wonder if I was just putting the pressure on myself and imagining it was coming from him. I don't know. I'll figure this out one of these days.
But Dad is definitely one of the greatest men, most caring and loving guys I know, which I think makes up for a lot of his faults.
I'll bet it does.
Well, I guess you got your first interview.
I guess so. Do you really believe that you can pick up where you left off, Celeste, like the last 10 years never happened?
My feelings for Scott haven't changed.
He's a different person now, Celeste.
How do you know that, Heather? Did you know him 10 years ago?
Do you know him that well now?
I know him well enough to know he wants the same things as he did back then.
If he wants the same things, Celeste, then why did he choose someone like me to be with instead of someone like you?
I don't know. Maybe he felt he should be with someone like you, Heather.
God, what an insult.
Not as insulting as the way you talk to me.
All right, let's stop this right now. This isn't going to lead anywhere, Heather. I told Celeste that I think that Scott still loves you, but he has to speak for himself.
Michael, she's right. She has this little hold on him because she walked into his life out of nowhere, wallowing in her memories from the glory days. You caught him at a vulnerable time, Celeste. His father had just died.
Tell me, Heather, do all psychiatrists have life all bundled up into such neat little packages? Huh? Scott started his clinic back in our old neighborhood long before I came back into the picture. And as for buying his house, I had nothing to do with that. If he chose to buy the house that we grew up in as kids, he sure as hell didn't need me to remind him of all the old glory days. He never really left them behind.
That's exactly the way you'd like to see it, isn't it, Celeste? But going to medical school and starting up a clinic are not the actions of a person who's willing to settle for what their parents had. They're the first steps in the career of an ambitious, gifted man.
You're forgetting one important thing. Scott's feelings for me.
I am not denying that he's attracted to you. Or even that he's probably a little curious about what it'd be like to have the affair that he never had with you, but that is not the foundation of a long-lasting relationship.
Even if he loves me?
He doesn't love you, Celeste. He's intrigued by you. Michael,
please.
I'm sorry. This has to be said. She's living in a fantasy world. The reality of this is, Celeste, is Scott has grown up. He's moved on. He is no longer a little high school quarterback. He's a doctor. He and I share the same goals. He and I started that clinic. If by some fluke the two of you do happen to get together, how long do you think it'd be before he'd be bored out of his mind with you?
Oh, so you're admitting that he's attracted to me, huh? Did you ever stop and think that maybe it's you he's bored with?
Celeste!
You are your own enemy. You violated his rights, which is the surest way to get that bastard out on the streets again.
He waived his rights.
Do you really expect a jury to buy that?
I gotta have another shot at him.
There's no getting through to you, is there?
Asher, the man knows something about my kid. If you would have arrived 5 minutes later, he would have told me what. Now I gotta work him, and I gotta do it now. Cut me the slack. You want to hear me say it? I broke the rules. You can have my resignation when this is over.
I must be losing it. I'll give you 60 minutes with him. After that, you are on suspension. I will not have a vigilante running this department.
Okay, I want the leeway to make a deal if I need it.
You are really pushing your luck.
I got to have it.
You need to press his scum. You go ahead and do it.
Thanks.
60
You heard the man. Vic, he's mine.
Hey, what do you mean by that press? What do you mean by that?
I'm not even sure, man. It was something to do with one of two things. Either it was the permission that I got to beat your bloody face to a pulp, or maybe it was permission to make a deal.
Hi, sweetie. Mwah. I really need to speak to your dad. Is he here? The most incredible idea came to me today, right in the middle of my aerobics class. We were doing our lunges, and I was thinking about him writing his life story, and suddenly it hit me. What a wonderful movie it would make. During the abdominals, I began to make a list of possible writers and directors, but it wasn't until the leg lifts that I realized I really want to do this myself. I know, it sounds nuts for a mere slip of a girl to step in where angels fear to tread, but remember Joan of Arc?
I do remember, yes. Wanda, you're talking about a movie of a book that hasn't even been written yet.
But I want to purchase the screen rights now. If I wait until the book comes out, it'll be too late. By then, some studio or star will have grabbed it up. I want to write this and direct this all by myself, and your dad knows me, so he might consider giving an unknown a break. Oh, where is he, Ted? I'm bursting to pitch this idea to him.
I can see that. He's conferring with a collaborator right now.
Oh, you know, it was during the butt work that I perfected my pitch. My big selling point is the fact that I am the only person who knows how to tell the story the way it has to be told. If he gives it to one of those studios, he'll lose control of it.
Hollywood hasn't been beating down his door, though, Wanda.
Oh, they will, believe me, but I got here first. And you see, your dad doesn't really need the money, so he might give me a chance if he likes my concepts. And once they go with me, I can raise the capital on his name.
I can see you've just got this all figured out, haven't you?
Oh, I've waited a long time for a property like this to come my way.
You know, what I think we should do is get you some food first.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Catwell, I'm so glad to see you.
Well, hello, Wanda. I'm glad to see you, too. You know Miss Richardson, don't you?
Oh, yes, how do you do?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, stupendous. Mr. Catwell, I wonder if I could have just 2 minutes of your time. I have something very urgent I need to discuss with you.
Well, only it's a matter of life and death.
Well, I suppose in a way.
Well, then I'll need a drink first. So why don't we go to the Orient Express, have some drink, and have some food?
You want to do lunch, and I don't even have to have my people call your people?
I know you had people.
I think I'll take a rain check, Cece. I've got to go over these notes if we're going to have a session this afternoon.
Whatever makes you comfortable.
Okay.
Shall we?
Oh, yes. You know, I was just telling Ted that the most incredible idea came to me today, right
What
in the
is
middle of
that?
my aerobics
Tell me
class.
about it.
Drink a lunges.
Well, look who decided to show up.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I should have called and let you know I was all right.
What's new? At least this was only overnight. Last time it was for 9 years.
Come on, I stopped by the apartment. I left a note for you and Emily.
Yeah, well, that'll make up for everything. Emily was actually crying. She was so worried about you.
I'm sorry. I promise you, it'll never happen again. Everything's just been going wrong for me, and I can't seem to make it right anymore. I finally realized I've just been beating myself up over Scott. I mean, I finally thought, I really thought we actually had a chance. Walking around the beach, I realized that the romance is just a dead end.
Why?
Because he's made something of himself and I haven't. I'm not worthy of him. I mean, Grandpa used to tell us, you reap what you sow. Do you remember that? I haven't got a damn thing to reap.
We gotta keep it down, okay?
Look, I gotta go away for a couple of days. I can't think straight here anymore. I just gotta get out of here.
Where are you gonna go?
Do you remember that place up the coast Mom and Dad used to take us when we were little? That motel?
The Sun Coast Haven?
Yeah.
I've heard it's turned into a hangout for hookers. You don't want to go there.
Just like old times.
I don't see what you got left. I got you dead bang for murder one. Your only hope is to help me and buy yourself a break.
I'd rather rot in a cell than help you, man.
After what you put me through already, man, I'd say you have avenged your brother.
Not enough.
Well, I'll be damned. I really thought we were going to make a deal. Well, sweet dreams, you fool. Oh, by the way, you know what they say happens to ex-cops in the penitentiary. I wouldn't let that worry you. You're young and pretty. You just make yourself available to the biggest, baddest dude you can find. He'll take care of you. can't say it's been nice knowing you.
All right, hey, I'll tell you what you want to know. I'll tell you. This guy called me in December. Said he wanted to see me. Okay?
What guy?
I don't know, he didn't tell me his name. But he knew a lot about me, that I hated you for one thing, and he said we should get together, so I agreed.
Where'd you get together?
In an alleyway on the waterfront. His plan was for me to steal your kid.
Why?
For revenge. But I don't know what for.
What did he look like?
I don't know, I couldn't get a good look at him. It was dark and he had this hat. It was pulled over his eyes. That ain't nothing. You're gonna tell me that? I'm gonna call you. Put cement on your feet. He had an accent, man. He was French or Italian or something. And he walked funny. He walked like he had a limp. That's right, he told me he had a wooden leg. And I didn't know if I was gonna see him again until a few days later, I was sent instructions and some money.
What were those instructions?
To take your baby as soon as you brought it back from the hospital. And it would have happened if Kelton hadn't gotten to her first. I saw him take her.
You mean to tell me you had nothing whatsoever to do with Kelton?
No, none. I was on duty when I saw him leaving with her. You know, I thought that was okay. Let him take her. You know, he's doing my work for me. He's the one that's taking the risk. And so I followed him until he led me to Katrine. He was paying her to take care of your kid. So I bought her off. And my contact gave her an airline ticket. And I don't know where she went with it. And then one day she left town. She took your kid with her. I don't know where they went, on a trip somewhere. And then a few weeks ago, she popped into town again, and she tried to blackmail me.
Did she tell you where she left my baby?
No, man, that's it. That's all I know. That's the truth. I swear.
Abso. Take this scum back to its cell.
That's it. That's all I know.
How'd it go?
I'm not sure. I think it went okay. He just told me that there was a man with a wooden leg and a French accent was after my baby, and he had nothing to do with Kelton.
Sounds like he made it up.
Yeah, I think so too, except that there was a weird thing that happened a few months ago. We found some footprints outside of my house. They were made by a man with a limp. Maybe that's just a coincidence, but I got a feeling that it was the guy he was just telling me about.
Well, we'll take it from here. I'm standing on my decision to suspend you. From now on, this investigation's going to be run by the book. I'll be in my office.
Look, you were right to go on with it. And for what it's worth, we're all behind you now. To hell with the book. Just tell me what we can do to help and it'll get done.
You know, seeing a very beautiful woman sitting all alone just seems so unnatural.
You have real problems with women, don't you?
Yeah, just staying away from them, I guess.
Well, it's a technique you ought to work on.
Why are you being so unfriendly? I mean, your sisters think I'm kind of a nice guy.
They also like King Kong.
Thank you.
Are you waiting tables here now, TJ?
No, I guess I know when I'm outnumbered. See you later.
Did you get through to Julia?
Yeah. I gather her father's holding stable, but not improving any.
That's too bad. It must be very hard on her.
Yeah, it is. If I didn't have to be here for Brandon, I'd join her. Did you find out anything?
Yeah, I found 3 more cases where the child's testimony counted the most. The same judge ruled in 2 of the cases, a woman, Judge Frances Kelly.
Good girl. If that's the one, she's the one we go after.
How?
We just make sure the case winds up on her desk.
How?
Why don't we order first? Questions make me hungry.
I can't wait to tell you all the ideas, Mr. Cadwell.
I can't wait
I think
either.
you're gonna love him. Thank you.
Excuse me a moment.
Good evening.
Dad?
I was going to call you. Nice pleasant surprise. I wanted to find out about Brandon's case.
That's moving right along.
Oh, so I see. Don't have to say any more. You keep up the good work and keep me informed.
Will do, Dad.
Well, what do you know? Bastard finally started talking. Apparently there was some man involved who was calling the shots, at least as far as Katerina and Ramon were concerned. Katerina probably delivered the baby to this guy, whoever he was.
Who are you calling?
Well, I'm calling Eden. I'm going to tell her the baby's alive.
What are you going to tell her when she asks where Adriana is?
Yeah, maybe I should wait until I have more to tell. Probably drive her out of her mind if it turned out to be a lie.
I agree. But there's no reason why you and I can't celebrate the wonderful news. This just came for you.
Well, there's no card? Who sent it?
This receipt says it was charged to you. You didn't order it?
Not that I recall. I don't know, maybe I did and it slipped my mind.
You've been under a lot of pressure lately.
That's true. Do me a favor, Lisa. Send it back.
Father Michael.
Hi.
If you're looking for Julia, she went out of town.
No, actually, I was looking for your sister Celeste. I'm concerned about her.
I finally spoke with her this morning.
Yeah, so did I, but she took off again.
Well, she was very upset when she was here. Kept saying she needed to get away for a while.
You know where she went?
She went to a dump called the Suncoast Haven Motel. I tried to warn her off, but we used to go there as kids, so she thinks she has some sentimental attachment to it. I told her it's turned into a haven for hookers, but she still seems set on going.
We'll cover your childhood and your adolescence in a few meaningful scenes.
Well, thank you. That's very good.
Brandon, not now.
Hey!
Don't you have another table?
This is the only one I have right now.
All right.
How are you, Brandon?
Brandon, please. Please don't talk to him. I just want to have a nice, quiet lunch with you. You can order anything you want.
Then I want pizza.
Brandon, they don't have pizza here.
I'll get the chef to make you up one, son.
No, thank you, Cece. We don't need any special favors from you.
I'd like to do a special favor for a very special boy, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, you can't buy him with pizza. He's just like you. You know, it takes a whole lot more than that. It takes being there in the middle of the night when he has a bad dream.
You must have plenty of those living with you.
Cece, what's the real reason you want Brandon back? The tax break?
No, I want him spared the humiliation that you subject him to.
Stop it!
Dad, don't.
Brandon. Brandon!
So you planned a celebration before there was anything to celebrate?
I knew. Besides, I wanted to do something special for you. It's been pretty grim and painful so long. I think you deserve a break, and I really admire you, the way that you dealt with all of this. I mean, you just pushed very hard and never gave up.
I had no choice.
I'm proud that I could be a part of that.
And I'm thankful that you've been a part of it. And I've told you so. But I don't think it's time to be celebrating. I mean, we don't have the baby yet. We don't even know where she is. All we have is the hope that she's alive and a rather sketchy description of a man.
Cruz, I think we're very close now.
Hopefully that's true. It doesn't mean there's still not work to do, Sandra, and I think we should start by getting out of this place and moving back into the house.
Cruz, I told you that something was going to happen here.
It already did.
I don't mean Ramon. Something else. We have to stay here for it.
You mind telling me what?
I've been having visions of the future. About us. We have to stay because you and I are going to make love here.
You want me to make myself scarce?
No, that's okay, Jeff. I'm glad you're here.
Well, what's going on?
Oh, Scott took off up the coast to decide which lucky lady gets to share the rest of his life. And I'll find out the results of the competition when he returns. Celeste already ordered her trousseau, and my brother Michael thinks it was cruel of me to tell her that she's the wrong woman for Scott.
You know what I say? All's fair in love and war.
Yeah, but this war is going on inside of Scott's mind, and he's not around. Celeste's gone, too. She took off and... Oh, my God.
What?
What if Celeste took off after him? What if they found each other and they're somewhere together giving in to all the nostalgia?
Now, hold it. You're letting your imagination run a little wild here.
Yeah, but believe me, whatever my imagination can do, Jed, Celeste is capable of a whole lot more. Jed, I've got to find out if they're together or not, or I'm going to make myself crazy.
Well, why don't you call around and find out where she is?
Mr. Fix-It strikes again.
Yeah.
I suppose I could call her apartment, you know, and if she answers, then I can just hang up, right?
Right.
Right, okay, good. Okay, I have her number in the book. Okay, DiNapoli. Okay, 556. There's no answer. Okay, her sister Lisa works at Mason Capital's law office. I can't call her there. She'd recognize my voice. Would you?
Sure. Sure.
Thanks, Jed. Capwell. Okay, here, turn here.
Hello. Hi. I'm trying to locate a Celeste DiNapoli regarding a job application she filled out for me. There's no answer at her home, and she gave me this number, too. Do you know where she can be reached? Oh. You have that area code? Hey, thanks.
Well, Jed, where is she? Tell me.
She's staying in a motel up the coast. Sell the electronics, get me into my cosmetics, okay? My instincts tell me that's where I should be right now. Listen, I gotta go right now, okay? All right, ciao. That was my broker. We're talking a little business. You know, you got me into multiple trouble with Brandon earlier. He's very upset.
I'm sorry. I know I made a fool of myself. I'm really ashamed.
Listen, don't get so down on yourself. Didn't you hear what I told you earlier?
Well, if I'm so terrific, why do you keep running away from me?
I'm not running away. It's just that my commitments lie elsewhere.
To Gina, but she's not committed to you.
Hey, I am working on that.
But she must have something that I don't have. She doesn't even have to lift a finger, and you're crazy about her.
Listen, she's got what she's got, and you got what you got. Different, but equal. Believe me. I'd be crazy about you if I'd met you first.
Oh, Bonnie, you make me so happy.
Has Brandon come home yet?
What? No, what's the matter?
Well, I was at the Orient Express today, and we were having lunch, and I ran into Cece, and he started saying all these really nasty things to me, and then Brandon got upset, and he jumped up and he left. I can't find him anywhere, Bunny.
All right, calm down. I have a few ideas where he might be. I gotta go look, though.
Well, can I go with you?
No. I think it's best that you stay here in case he comes back.
Vance, would you wait here a minute with me and talk to me a little? It's just I don't want to sit here all alone and think about all the horrible things that might be happening to him. So just talk. Tell me about yourself.
Yes?
There's someone here to see you.
I thought I told you I didn't want to be disturbed. Especially not by him. Come in, Brandon. Now, is this a business call or a social visit?
I got a really big problem with all this custody stuff. I really hope you can help me, Mason.
Have no fear, Brandon. I already am.
I already told you there is no way you and I are going to make love.
Cruz, that's beyond your power to decide. Remember in the very beginning when I told you that even though I could see things about the future, nothing I ever did could change it. Don't be afraid. You've already had enough proof of this. Why would you believe me about Adriana and not about this?
The only reason you and I are together is to find my baby. I never asked you about anything else. I don't want to know about anything else.
Cruz, in many ways, we're as intimate as two people can be. We saved each other's lives. And what I saw was right, good. It was tender and loving and passionate. It was the natural fulfillment of the bond between us. I need you, Cruz. And you need me.
What you want tomorrow is what you...
A storm over semi-automatic weapons. How much heat is the National Rifle Association taking on this hot issue? The story on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
And later tonight, he's Heaven Sent. Michael Landon stars in an all-new Highway to Heaven tonight.